check. Coba sekarang mau visual sama kamu. Lihat papi. Ya. Lihat sampingnya papi tas horizon. Arahin ke situ pesawat. Jadi ke dalam mau VS nya. VS nya tidak boleh kurang dari 700. Tidak boleh kurang dari 700. Nah, gitu. Nah, maksimum 800. Awas. Maksimum 800. Lihat papi. Tidak tahan aja lihat tas horizon. 50. 30. 1. 20. Yeah. Ah, gitu.
Hi, I'm Gema Goeyardi, a passionate flight instructor who also fly the Citation 5 jet. I finally decided to get my dream airplane ratings, the Boeing 737 NG in Florida, United States. This will be a very challenging 14 days PIC type rating training, and I'm so excited to be very well prepared before start the training. I'll do my best to share my daily life as a new trainee till I get my ratings. Hope you enjoy, and please give me some useful tips on my training. Enjoy this new series and welcome aboard. Since 2020, I didn't do any training other than the flight review here in Indonesia. As you know, that I fly a lot in the Cessnas and refreshment in the multi-engine. And I also took Indonesia flight instructor license during the pandemic. So I think this is the time for me to get back to the United States and get more ratings. And this will be the newest journey, and I'm really excited about it. I really love Boeing 737 since I was a child, and that was my first jet airplane that I ever flew when I was a child back then in 1990s when I flew the 737-200 that time. So I really want to become a Boeing pilot that time. So after several years, since 2017, that was my first time become a pilot in command in Citation 5 jet. I believe after 4 years of experiencing and studying about the jet, this is the right time for me to get on board to the 737NG. I will be in Florida, in Kissimee. It's about 14 to 15 days training. That will be intense, like 15 days PIC type rating program. The ground class will be starting the first 6 days, 4 p.m. to 12 p.m. every day in the morning. I believe they expect me to learn from the CPAT, so we are using CPAT for our online learning. And then the simulator is of course depend on the flight instructor who will teach us in that sim, right? All right, so the check ride will be on the day 15. I heard that it will be 4 hours check ride, 2 hours SPF and 2 hours SPM, and also there will be an oral exam. I'm studying very hard to understand the systems and also the procedures, and especially this is what my friend asked me to build. I sit there and every day I imagine the cockpit, and I really feel that this IPD, we call this procedure trainer, is really useful. So I know about the electrical system part, the hydraulic, that's the aft overhead panel. We do with all the navigation brain. You got IRS there, and all 6 display units, the pedal style with the radios and the throttle, and this really helped me to give me a mental picture. So I choose Aerostar Type Ratings this time in Florida, United States. Basically, we have a partnership between 14-Day Pilot Flight Academy and Aerostar Type Rating. I met David Santo and Deidra Toye back then in 2016 when I was a private pilot, and I told them that I should be going for the Boeing training in May 2020, but all the borders closed during the pandemic. Even the embassy in Indonesia or the US, they were closed that time. So Aerostar called me and told me that I finally got some pairing, because when we go for the simulator training in 142, you need to have a pairing for doing the training. So yeah, I'll take it. This is the last quarter of 2021, so I think that's the best way to do it. But before that, I already prepare myself. I study from a lot of references. I use a cockpit companion other than the Boeing FCOM and FCTM. So this is the one of the cockpit companion from Bill. Bill is my friend as well. We are the distributor of this cockpit company, and I really love this book. But this is the FMC User Guide edition. And the next book I use is the 737 Technical Guide from Chris Brady. This is amazing book for you who want to get initial type rating on the 737, everything printed in color and every single detail. I think Chris also make an update, but this is the first edition of his book. I think I bought it in 2006. It has classics and NG. So my type rating this time will be the PIC of 737 NG. And I also use the management reference guide. This is for how we deal with all the abnormal situation during the airplane, what's the workflow. What I really like from this book as well, together with the Chris Brady, they have the table. So let's say the DC bus 1, what is the item? Electronic bus 2, right? And how the transfer bus 2 doing with all the instruments, everything is here. So rather than looking around, stumble around from the very thick FCOM book, even though I suggest you to keep studying from that book, but we can get a summary from this. So before leaving, I also call my friend. He is a company check pilot from our national carrier here, 737 NG. And I asked him to give me the Level D 737 NG familiarization and show me about how to land this airplane, because the philosophy flying the Citation and the 737 is pretty different. The weight and the engine location is very different, especially when you have a single engine. Asymmetric thrust on the Citation and the 737 is very different. We spent one session about 4 hours. We did a lot of practices, normal takeoff, landings. He showed me about how we deal with all emergency, what kind of engine starts problems, how to do takeoff when we got engine failure after V1, volcanic ash, stall, steep turns, fires. Wow, that's really intense. I really enjoyed the session since I never get into the level D sim before. When I took my citation, it was directly to the airplane, and now I have to do all trainings for the 4 session flight simulator, full flight simulator, and the 1 session for fixed base simulator. It means they put the hydraulic in operative, and the 1 session for the check ride. I'm really excited about that, but also nervous. So I really want to very well prepare. Then after I try to flew in that level D sim, I feel more confident. All right guys, so enjoy the process and wish me luck. And this is my game changer type rating on the medium jet. See ya.